Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer, and Len Wein passed away yesterday. He was the co-creator of Wolverine. He did a lot of other great stuff in comics. He's a comic book legend. Without him, we wouldn't have Swamp Thing. And so today, in honor of him, I'm going to be talking about Wolverine, specifically issue number 24, which is the last issue of Old Man Logan by Jeff Lemire. It's a final issue to his run, the final issue of the Past Lives event. And I talked about it a bit before, but not in much detail. So today, I'm going to talk about it a bit more in honor of Len Wein, because Wolverine is my favorite Marvel character of all time, and he's had a great effect on me. I love Wolverine, so without Len Wein, we wouldn't have had Wolverine, and so that's why I want to talk about Wolverine today. So, Jeff Lemire had a great run on Old Man Logan. I promote it all the time because I believe much more people should read it. It's one of the best things that happened to Marvel Comics in recent memory, with a lot of bad stuff going on at Marvel, but this was one of the bright spots. Jeff Lemire does a lot of great stuff. I'm a big Jeff Lemire fan, but this run was fantastic. The beginning is a little shaky, but later on, after the first story arc, it gets really good, especially even in the end, it ends fantastic. So, what happens is, in the Past Lives event, to sort of sum it up, because I'm just talking about the last issue of the Past Lives event, not the entirety of it, but what happens is Wolverine breaks Asmodeus out of prison. Asmodeus is an old Avengers villain, and he's this sort of sorcerer type guy, and Wolverine breaks him out so that way he can get sent back to the Old Man Logan universe, because again, this is Old Man Logan. He wants to get sent back to the Old Man Logan universe so that way he can go and get the Hulk banner baby that he left there, that he sort of deserted during everything that happened with Secret Wars and Old Man Logan and all that. So he's trying to get back there, and Asmodeus does send him back there with his body currently in the 616 universe, but sends his mind, his consciousness, into his body that was in the Old Man Logan universe, but sends him way back in time, so he works his way through time to get to closer to the present day, but he doesn't quite get there. He ends up getting right to where his family's alive, because if you don't know the Old Man Logan universe, I'll try to sum up the original story by Mark Millar, which is really great, and everyone should definitely read it. One of the best Marvel graphic novels of all time. It's fantastic. But anyways, what happens in it, it's very similar to Unforgiven by Clint Eastwood. But anyways, what happens in that is all the villains in the Marvel Universe decide, hey, there's like 30 of us per every one hero, so why don't we just band together and just take over? So they do. And one of the villains is actually Hulk. Hulk decides, hey, I don't need to be a hero anymore. I'm going to go do some incest stuff and bang She-Hulk, because She-Hulk's his cousin. So he ends up banging her. They have a bunch of Hulk babies, and they take over California. Wolverine, well, Old Man Logan, lives in California with his family that he started. He's got a son and a daughter and a wife, and he lives there, and he decided to become a pacifist. He doesn't pop his claws anymore, and he's just trying to make an honest living and live there under the Hulks. The Hulks aren't very nice, though. They're not too good people. So what happens is Wolverine ends up going on an adventure, and a lot of stuff happens, and while he's away, the Hulks kill his family. His family ends up dead, and then he just has nothing else, so he ends up going full feral Wolverine, just killing a lot of people. And that's the easiest way to sum up Old Man Logan, the story by Mark Millar. And so now he's sent back in time in that universe where his family's still alive, and how he's sent there is he's got this amulet that sort of tethers his mind back to his actual body on Earth. But he decides, hey, I'm back here with my family that's alive. I'm just going to destroy this amulet because I'm here with my family. I'm going to change things. I'm going to save them, and things are going to be different. So he's there. He's spending time with his family. He's doing everything. He loves being with his family. And then the Hulks come up for their payment. They're coming there to get rent because they live in California where the Hulks rule. And Wolverine has nothing to pay them. But he decides, this is the time where he's going to change anything. He's going to pop his claws, and he's going to kill them. He tries to do it, but he can't. He ends up just getting beaten up by the Hulks without even raising a fist or anything. He just takes a beating like he does in the original book by Mark Millar. And that's when we realize that Old Man Logan, he can't do anything big in this universe. When he got transported back in time, he can't change the big stuff. He can change the little things. He can do some little things that are a little different, but he can't change the big stuff like killing the Hulks and saving his family. He's not allowed to do that. He can't change time that much. It won't let him. As much as he wants to, he just can't do it. He's got no control over it. He's just a spectator when it comes to that. So that really sucks for him, and he's just really sad about that. But then his daughter comes up and she's like, hey, Daddy, I'm sorry about everything that happened with you getting beaten up by the Hulks, but I glued back together your amulet. And so she gives it to him, and there Logan is faced with a choice. He can leave now after spending time with his family and never see them again, or he can spend some more time with them, but in the end he'll have to go through all the pain and suffering of them dying again and losing them. And in the book he says it's no real choice at all. Of course he's going to leave so he doesn't have to see them die again. So he doesn't have to go through all that pain and suffering, and it makes sense. And what I really like here is, it's what I really like when comic book writers can do this, is they put the reader in the shoes of the character of what would you do in this situation. It's one of those sort of no-brainers, but still it's like, man, imagine being in this situation. Because I don't really talk about this much because there's no reason to really bring it up, but back in 2014 my mom died from cancer. So when I was reading this book, I immediately thought, what if I got put back in time to when my mom's fine, but I couldn't do anything to change it? Would I go and just spend the day and then leave, or would I stay and go through all of it again and go through all that pain and suffering again? Of course, no, I would do what Logan did, and I'd spend the day and then I would just have to leave because I couldn't go through all that again. And it's one of those things again where Jeff Lemire puts the reader in the shoe in this scenario. It puts them in the shoes of the characters. Like, man, if something like this happened to you, what would you do? And it really makes you think. It's like, man, that's really sad. It's really sad to see Logan like this. And we generally don't see Logan in this state. He's very sad. He's crying. He's just going through it all. And we don't see that very much with Logan, and I really liked it. I thought it was a good way to show Logan have some emotion and really feel for what's going on with his family. But in the end, he says it's the best day of his life because he got to spend one more day with his family while they're alive and happy and everything was good. He never gets to see them again, which really sucks, but he did get to spend one more day with them, and just a normal day. Nothing special happened. It was just a normal day with his family, and that's all he wanted. And yeah, it's just a sad but great way to cap off the run of Jeff Lemire on Old Man Logan. He had a fantastic run. Again, highly recommend you read it. It's really good. If you can get past the first story arc's kind of it's whatever, but after that it gets really good. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Please let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this story if you've read it, and if you haven't, just say something about Len Wein if you have anything to say, because I know he's impacted a lot of people's lives with all the characters he's created and his writing and editing, and he's just done a lot of fantastic stuff for the comic book industry. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, I grew up with the prenup. Mama said keep my C up. Now noticing I'm getting caught cracker and getting beat up, but I stayed up long nights, working hard on my craft. Gave a fuck about the bullies or anyone in my path.